understanding when you read. At the beginning of a course, it's wise to preview the entire book. Most of the time, however, you'll be previewing a single chapter, thumb through pages, taking in chapter titles, chapter objectives. Okay. Focus questions, text headings, charts, graphs, illustrations, previews, and summaries. Note any words that are specially formatted, such as with capitals, bold, italics, and so on. In just a few minutes, you will have helpful overview of what you are about to read. A chapter preview should take no longer than 5 minutes and include a quick look at some or all of the following pages. Table of contents. The fastest way to preview is to look at the table of contents because it provides an outlook of your entire reading. For an example, see the table of contents of this book on pages. What's that again? It is after the 5 symbol, so that means you add. So that is 7, right? And the next number is 13. Chapter objectives or focus questions, usually placed at the beginning of a chapter. These features identify what you can expect to learn with focus questions. Chapter titles and headings. Thumb through the pages you're about to read and note the titles and headings. They provide a helpful overview of the topics you'll be reading about. For example, here are 3 levels of information presented in Chapter 2 of On Course: accepting personal responsibility, adopting the creator role, victims and creators, responsibility and choice. Special formatting, words in capital, bold, italics, or color put a spotlight on key concepts and ideas. When you see special formatting, you can be confident the author is giving you a hint. This is important information. A common use of specially formatted text is to call attention to special vocabulary that is why creators and victims were bolded early in the chapter. Visual elements, charts, graphs, illustrations, cartoons, photographs, and diagrams are included to reinforce concepts in the text and improve readers' understanding. For example, the 2 drawings on page 3 illustrate how learning changes neurons in the brain. Captions for visual elements usually explain their significance. Chapter summaries. Many college texts provide a summary at the end of a chapter. This summary typically identifies the important ideas in the chapter. While it's taken quite a few words to describe these 6 options for previewing a reading assignment, once you get skilled, previewing will take you only a few minutes. Jeez. Number 5. Identify the purpose of what you're reading. To keep the big picture in mind, ask yourself, what's the point of what I'm about to read? For example, the point of every section of On Course is to present empowering beliefs and behaviors that you can add to your toolbox for success in college and in life. By keeping this purpose in mind as you read, you program yourself to collect the most important ideas. Create a list of questions. Create a list of questions. If the author provides focus questions, use them to start this list. Next, turn chapter titles or section headings into questions. For example, if the heading in a computer book reads HTML tags, I already know all those, turn this heading into one or more questions. What is an HTML tag? How are HTML tags created? You'd have to create one. If you see questions within the text, um, add them to your list. The process of reading for answers to questions, especially those you're really curious about, heightens your concentration, increases your activity involvement, and improves your understanding. While reading, number 7, read in chunks. Poor readers read one word. Good readers don't read words, they read ideas. And ideas are found in groups of words or chunks. For example, in the following sentence, try reading all of the words between the diamonds at once. If you read in chunks, you will increase your speed and your comprehension. Like any new habit, this method will initially feel awkward. However, as you practice, you'll find you can take in bigger chunks of information at increasingly faster rates of speed like this. If you read in chunks, you will increase your speed and your comprehension. Since much of your reading time occurs while you pause to the since much of your reading time occurs while you pause to take in words called a fixation, the fewer times you pause, the faster you can read. In addition to take in large chunks of information, you can nudge yourself even faster by moving your fingers along the line of text as speed regulator. As you get practiced at taking in more words in one fixation, you can increase the speed of your fingers and reading faster. Number 8, concentrate on reading faster. In one experiment, students increased their reading speed up to 50% simply by concentrating on reading as fast as they could, while still understanding what they were reading. You too can probably read faster by just deciding to. Number 9, pause to recite. Have you ever finished reading an assignment only to realize you have no idea what you just read? Here's a remedy. Stop at the end of each section and summarize aloud what you understand to be the main idea and supporting details. The more difficult the reading, the more often you'll want to pause to recite. Each recitation will give you instant feedback about how well you understand the author's ideas. When you can't smoothly recite the essence of what you have read, go back and read the passage again. Try reading along the words you have underlined or highlighted. Keep walking actively with the ideas until you understand them completely. It's nearly nighttime already. I haven't done any gaming today. Read for answers to Read for answers to questions on your list. If you've created a list of questions, strategy 6, now is the time to cash in on that effort. For example, suppose you're about to read a chapter in your accounting book titled The Double Entry Accounting System. On your list of questions, you've written, what is the double entry accounting system? As you read the chapter, look for and underline the answer, then write the question in the margin alongside. If you finish your reading assignment and still have unanswered questions or on your list, ask your instructor for answers during class or office hours. Mark and annotate your text. As you read, keep asking yourself, what's the key concept? What are the main ideas about the concept? And what support is offered? Identifying main and supporting ideas is usually easier after you've read a whole paragraph or even a whole section once. You decide what's important, underline and highlight of these ideas in your book as a guideline. Mark only 10 to 15 of your text, selecting only what is truly important. Additionally, annotate what you read. To annotate means to add comments. Writing your own comments in the white space on each page helps you minimize mindless reading and maximize your understanding. Annotations could include summaries in your own words, diagrams, or questions for which you want answers. Later, when creating study materials, your marks and annotations will help you continue collecting the most important ideas to learn. Am I soon done? Oh, golly. Number 12, take notes. Many strategies exist for collecting ideas from textbooks. By taking notes in a separate binder or computer file, and in future chapters, you learn a number of nifty strategies for doing just that. However, there is one option that is particularly suited for taking notes while reading a text, so we'll look at it here. Start by writing the chapter title at the top of your notes page or computer file. This is usually the key concept beneath the chapter title. Copy the first main heading from the chapter, thus recording a level 1 main idea. Add any subheading from your book below the main heading, in indenting a few more spaces to the right, thus recording level 2 secondary ideas. Here's what this would look like for chapter 2 on uh, number 13. Look up the definition of keywords. Use a dictionary when you don't know the meaning of a keyword. Consider starting a vocabulary list in your journal or create a deck of index cards with new words on one side and definitions on the other. Online dictionaries like Merriam-Webster at Hypertext Transfer Protocol World Wide Web dot m slash Merriam-Webster.com communication commercial offer an option that lets you hear the correct pronunciation of a word. Use your new words in conversation to lock them in your memory. Developing in an extensive and eloquent vocabulary is a great success strategy in case you want to set some goals for the size of your vocabulary. Linguist David Crystal estimates that the average college graduate has an active vocabulary of 60,000 words. Uh, words the and the ability to recognize an additional 75,000. Read critically. Not all ideas in print are true. Learn to read critically by being a healthy skeptic. Look for red flags that may suggest a creditability problem. Who is the author? What are the author's credentials? What assumptions does the author hold? Does the author stand to gain? Example, money, status, revenge? By your acceptance of his or her opinion, are the facts accurate and relevant? Is the evidence sufficient? Are the author's position developed with logic or only strong emotions? Are sources of information identified? Are they believable? Are they current? Are various sides of the issue presented, or only one? Okay. Given that anyone can post information on the internet, reading critically is especially important when assessing information that you encounter online. You'll learn more about how to be a critical thinker in Chapter 7. Not reading any more chapters. After reading, number 15. Reflect on what you read. Upon finishing a reading assignment, lean back, close your eyes, and ask yourself questions that will help you see the big picture. For example, what are the key concepts? What are the main ideas about those concepts? What are the supporting details? What do I personally think and feel about the author's main ideas and supporting details? Number 16. Reread difficult passages on occasion. Uh, Reread difficult passages on occasion. Every readers need to revisit difficult passages to understand them fully. I recall one author whose writing made me feel like a dunce, however, somewhere around my fifth and sixth read, that's a lot, reading, and using strategies in this section, a light went on in my brain and I thought, oh, so that's what he means. That's not nearly as complicated as I thought. Trust that by using the strategies presented here, you can comprehend any reading assignment if you stick with it long enough. Number 17, recite the marked text. Read aloud the parts of the text you have underlined or highlighted. Attempt to blend the ideas into a flowing statement by adding connecting words between the words in your text. In effect, you'll be summarizing the key points of the material you just read. Number 18. Talk about what you read. Explain the main ideas and supporting details. Helpful, Especially helpful is having this conversation with another student in your class who has read the same assignment. This study partner can give you feedback on where you may have misunderstood or left out something important. Okay, this is the last part. Number 19. Read another book on the same subject. Sometimes another author will express the same ideas more clearly. Ask your instructor or librarian to suggest other readings, or try a book on the same topic written for children. A book for younger learners may provide just make sense of your college textbook. Number 20, seek assistance. Still having problems understanding what you read? Ask your instructor to explain muddy points or see if your college has reading lab or a tutoring center for some subjects such as math, science, and foreign languages. There, there may be dedicated personnel to help. If all else fails, see if your college has a diagnostician who can test you for a possible learning disability. Such a specialist may be able to help you improve your reading skills. Reading exercise. Choose your most challenging textbook and rate your present comprehension of its content on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 indicating a deep and lasting understanding of what you read. Over when you read this challenging text, at the end of the week, again rate your understanding of the book on the 1 to 10 scale. Be prepared to explain why you think your rating went up, down, or stayed the same. In particular, Is there one reading strategy that was most helpful in your quest to read this challenging text with greater comprehension? That was rude. Yeah, I'm done. Oops. So on Chrome, I have this.